up scared to death, I'd never cry fed in.
All right, I am hanging out with Neon Trees here at the LoveLoud Festival in Orem, Utah. It's great to see you guys back in action. So I've seen each of you, except for Brandon, individually for the last little bit.
We're trying.
But Brandon will eventually have his episode. But I'm thrilled that you guys are back with a new single. Chris was with me at San Diego Comic-Con, and all that we got was, yeah, new music's coming. We can't talk about it.
Now the music's out, though, so.
And we still can't talk about it. Shh.
No one wants to talk about it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it was the first thing his wife said to me was, yeah, we just got back from doing some stuff, but silence. And so all I said to Chris during it was, so I hear something's happening. When can we expect something? Yeah, now something's out.
Yeah, we got a video out. The single's out. Check it out. Feel good.
So then your interview with him was super boring because he had nothing to talk about.
I'm sure
For
you
new
guys
music.
were able to nerd out at Comic-Con for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, you guys have been on this break for a bit, so I know Elaine did Kissed Out. You had released your solo album, Tyler. Brandon, I've seen you out and about doing a bunch with, I know you did some with the Meet the Mormons film, or at least I saw you at some of the press events for that.
Yeah, we were there.
We both were there.
So
It's called Mormon royalty, and it's weird.
You get invited to
I think it's weird that we ascribe to what the world thinks is like with the red carpet.
the Vitz parties.
This is a problem I have with the culture, but okay.
Yeah, no, I've been producing some student groups for Caleb Chapman at the Sound House.
Okay.
Which has been so fun and so rewarding. Yeah, and just doing a variety of session work and playing with whoever, you know. Well, I shouldn't say whoever, but you know, some fun things have happened, so it's been great.
Excellent. Yeah. So as you guys started writing some of the new music that we've got here with Feel Good, I know you had a pretty passionate Facebook post the other day, Tyler, kind of about what Feel Good is about.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me kind of the process that you guys go through. I mean, is it a very cathartic process to kind of find the deeper meaning in a lot of these songs?
I think music, as a writer, it's always been catharsis. So even like a lot of Neon Trees music may sound on the surface to be like fun and energetic and kind of just designed to be, you know, fun. But there's always some sort of story from my life in each song. But with Feel Good, it came at a time, I think, where, I mean, obviously I had a pretty, within our fan base and in this community, I had definitely a public year of really finding myself and trying to navigate an actual like crisis of faith. So I know that I came to a point where I was really tired of living in a dark space, and I knew it was unhealthy. And what I thought was like, oh, I need to be dark to be artistic, and I'm really liking that I have something to write about. It got to the point where I was just like, I need to feel something different, and it got beyond like what's right or wrong, what's healthy, what's not. I just want to feel like good in my own skin, and that's what that post was about. But really, it's a day-to-day thing, and I think right now, ultimately, I'm not seeking happiness for the rest of my life. I'm seeking just accepting where I'm at, like every day. Okay, today I'm feeling anxious. Today I'm feeling sad. Today I'm feeling really happy. I'm going to hang on to that as long as I can. But I think that's the attitude I approached and the space I was in when I wrote Feel Good. And then when we just started to get together in the room and hammer through ideas and songs, I remember this initial concept for Feel Good. I think all of us were like, oh, this sounds cool. This is like an obvious one we should start working. So
it's usually for me it's an indicator if like when we're working on stuff to focus, like I'll sit down like with the bass and just really focus on the part. But with this one, I stood up because it was so fun. I was ready to get into it.
Brandon stands up and you're like, oh.
Yeah, that's like it's like the sign that it's happening.
Yeah.
So I mean, what has the process been like writing this newer album? Where I mean, you guys are a little spread out right now. I know Chris is back in California. Tyler, I swear you're traveling the entire world right now.
I should sit still. I'm a gypsy in that way because I'm obviously not totally content in my life. So I'm like, where?
So then, I mean, both of you guys are still here, and
I'll let Elaine tell you where she is.
Yeah, well, I saw that Elaine was in Germany.
Yeah, I moved to Germany.
Okay.
So my family's over there right now.
Well, and
awesome.
fans will be like, I saw Elaine move to Germany. How are you guys even a band? Like, it's like, you know, it actually works.
how is it going to work? It's like, just relax and watch it. Just watch it work.
Do you need our
about our
flight
culture.
itineraries? You know,
Isn't that the weird thing about our culture though? Like in the '90s, like you went to a Weezer show, you weren't gonna like call Rivers and say, "Hey, how's this gonna work for you?"
Yeah.
How's your wife at home?
Well, I think it was even Blink-182 that on the last album before they lost Tom, they had said that a lot of it was just emailed back and forth, where
Yeah.
Tom would send him a riff and Travis would immediately start
I
putting in
think
drum beats behind it.
I think fans would be really disillusioned with a lot of bands to find out how records are made. I mean, especially
How records
in
are made
the
and how
last 3
time, yeah,
years.
and what happens behind the scenes. You know, it's like you would be very surprised with how low key, you know, a lot of things are, and it's, you know, it's just it's real life.
We often say when we're backstage, like, if fans could just like be transported to this moment in time all of a sudden and see that this was backstage, they would be so disappointed because it's so boring. Here we are, like, eating cucumbers
Yeah.
and like
They
We're
want
talking about how the kombucha is not the right brand.
Yeah.
They want everything to be like the movie Almost Famous.
Like our
you know?
generation loved Almost Famous, and now we're like, so everyone expects that like hyper glamorized.
You guys
which
sing
it did
Tiny
exist.
Dancer all together on the bus still, though.
I mean, we
right?
definitely sing together. There's definitely that happening. This record, it's been like, it's evolving. It's like we're trying to figure out how to put music out in 2017 the same way we did 3 years ago, and you kind of can't. Like, we're in a Spotify Hot 100 culture, so now it's like, you know, let's put a song out, see if we even have a fan base. Cool, we do. That's exciting. So now let's, like, are we going to make an EP? Are we going to put out a few more songs the rest of the year? And then put the record out next year. But I think ultimately we've been excited about the song. Like, we have a really great collection of songs that we're really excited about. But I don't think any of us are in a rush to finish a record. I think we're more in a rush to get on the road. Like, we love touring. And so we realize we probably should have a record out when we tour. So
that usually helps.
Yeah.
So I know Chris and I had kind of talked about that at Comic-Con with the way of trying to evolve with it, and how there are a lot of bands now that are kind of like, there's like 5 singles off the album before they actually release the album to keep that buzz going. Now, as far as the music video that you guys just released, it's a gorgeous video.
Oh, thanks.
So the coloring and everything in it, it made me smile just watching the video, because it's just like, this is
That's awesome.
just a unique take. It's I mean, that kind of the mid-century modern kind of look to the whole video. Did you guys come up with the concept, or was it a collaborative effort with the director of it?
Roxana.
Yeah, Roxana, who directed the video, we had gotten sent like 8 or 9 treatments, and we all kept looking at them. And
I
none
think
of us
even
could either.
more. We're just rolling our eyes.
Yeah, and then I started writing one, and we kind of were all excited about that. And then Roxana's came in last minute, and it just, I don't know, it just like kind of screamed off the page. We're like, oh,
And
this seems cool.
It fit the vibe the most of what you were already
Very
trying to
much
write
so.
anyway.
Well, it's true. We had already creatively said we want to tap into a lot of our soul influences, and I think we want to pull from the 70s, because we've kind of definitely, you know, historically pulled from 80s, that decade, in the sort of aesthetically with our look, and even the sound and the textures we've pulled from our records. But I think with this, we wanted to tap into something else. But I think Neon Trees has never lived in the present. We've always sort of pulled from another time. And so I think when Roxana said, hey, I love all your videos, and I've noticed that you are always in a different place than like the present day. I was like, that's kind of true and cool. Let's tap into that. So that's kind of where it began, and she just pulled it out. They were just this young crew of like young artistic people. I mean, we've made videos where it's like, I don't know, like
Looks like a movie
super
production.
super pro, and like, yeah. And
You're like, wait, is J.J. Abrams gonna show
they've made
up?
some
Like,
videos. And this video was amazing. Like, there was a crane, and like, you know, it was a full spectacle. But they were these young kids, so like sometimes the scheduling was like different and stuff like that. But it felt, I was like, in my mind, I was like, no, that this product is going to look amazing.
yeah, it's like, because you
The
can
end
get
result's
people
gonna
that
look
know, you know, how to run a set and how to schedule things, but can they make art? And it's like, cool,
Right.
we're going to deal with some people that maybe are a little rough around the edges, but they're artistic, and
we-
that's so worth it.
And maybe I'm speaking for everyone, but I'm just gonna say, I think ultimately we'd rather have a cooler video than the right kombucha.
Yeah.
Both would be nice.
So I know we got to wrap things up because you guys have sound
Really,
check to
that's
get
it?
to. But I do have one last question for you guys, and it's what this entire festival is about with LoveLoud. Really bringing attention, and I love the way that I think Dan kind of wrote it out on the poster, is looking at the unconditional love and the acceptance within the LGBTQ community. As a band, what do you guys see kind of on the forefront of continuing to be able to address that and bring that more to light?
I mean, I think Neon Trees kind of always has, like,
We've played Pride festivals since the beginning.
Yeah.
I think, but even like,
Before you were out.
even 2009, 2010, 2012, when whenever I had a microphone, unless I was having a complete meltdown on stage, I was really trying to speak to those that felt outcast, and that was sort of the thing that I always wanted to speak to. And so I think we'll always just continue to do that. And then since coming out, like, I am grateful that I play in a band that allows me to, because I think we've all agreed we do all have different lives and different views and beliefs, but I'm grateful that I'm in a band that allows me to take a minute and speak to gay and lesbian, trans kids in our audience, because we've had trans kids over the years that we've met that are beautiful and wonderful, and I would never want those kids that we've gotten to know to feel not safe at our show, because I mean,
I like the way that Tyler said it earlier in a different interview, that really our band is kind of the embodiment of this festival.
Yeah,
You know,
very
we're,
much so.
it's us LoveLoud personify, basically.
Yeah.
We're people with a bunch of different opinions, with different ways of living our lives and thinking about life and what the end goal is. But that doesn't matter in our relationships, and it shouldn't matter
Exactly.
in our relationships, whether that's familial or friends or whatever. That everyone should feel comfortable to say what they want to say and live the way they want to live and feel the way they want to feel, no matter what that is, without this fear of, oh, they're going to hate me if I, because I grew up Mormon, if I say I'm gay, they're going to hate me. Or, hey, I didn't grow up Mormon, but I want to be Mormon, they're going to hate me. Or, no one should
I
live
remember
in fear like that.
in Vegas, like towards the end of high school, and I converted to Mormonism, and having to go to all my, punk rock band practices, and one of them was at kind of this, kind of a house where like a bunch of people lived at, and I would show up, and I mean, I got grilled, and so it's kind of like that flip side of it, where it's like, how it is, like, to be, I think a lot of us have been in situations where how it is to not be accepted for just what you want to do and how you want to be. And so if we can help anyone else get through that, by all means, like, we want to.
Absolutely. That's a perfect note to end on.
Cool.
Thank you guys for taking the time.
Thanks,
and
Tim.
joining me once again. And Brandon, we will make this happen.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for sure.
Dude, you want to talk about the 39 bands you've been in?
Yeah.
We need the Brandon
we're
history
gonna
episode.
we're gonna do the Brandon's musical family tree,
Yeah.
exclusive with Tim.
excellent.
7 degrees of Brandon Campbell.
Yes.
Get back to Chuck Berry.
Yeah, right.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Check out their new single, Feel Good, available now on iTunes, and you can check out the music video online. Thanks, guys.